Why are you excited to be here tonight?
Because I'm just excited.
Yeah. No other explanation. Now, I do believe, tell me the truth, is it true that your dad has a ringside seat but didn't get you guys ringside seats?
That is true, but it's because of his YouTube channel, okay? It's his YouTube, okay?
Her dad's an influencer. Let him go, guys. But your dad's awesome, right?
Yeah.
See, he's awesome! Yeah! Give it up for Claire. Thank you so much, Claire. High five.
We hate that. You already know who it is. It's the radioactive pop with Danny Limelight, United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. And make sure you tune into the Alliance blog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Pop.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Pre-Party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information for the National Wrestling Alliance. My name is Jay Callen. Every single Tuesday, I come to you to talk to my hashtag NWA fam about all things National Wrestling Alliance and to get you fired up, pumped up, jazzed, ready to go for tonight's NWA Power, which airs exclusively on the X. Did I say my name is Jay Cal? Well, if I didn't, I'm Jay Cal. This is my show, and I'm here to talk to my pals about the NWA. And I've already seen a few of them in the chat, so might as well, with no further ado, I want to say what's up to Bobby Petito, the Millennial Noob, Steve G, all in the chat on our YouTube channel. You can join us, youtube.com/The Alliance Blog. We're also streaming live on Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. So join us for the conversation, and we always enjoy having you guys interact on the show. The Iron Shack says, like and subscribe, or Tyrus will break into your family Christmas party, steal your food and presents, and then win the NWA Big Gold. Nobody wants that, Shrek. Nobody wants that. Not even Tyrus wants that. Not even Tyrus wants to ruin your Christmas party. Focus, cameraman, zoom. Anyways. Double D, what is up, brother? Oh man, Double D. Double D's in the house. It is it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. Today I was in the Walmart looking for some wrestling figures, and they were sold out. At least the good ones were gone. But as always, it's been a very interesting week for the National Wrestling Alliance. They just got to get an NWA title for your Tyrus figure. I would need two of them to wrap around Tyrus. Hey, I beat Willie. Well, Willie's not on yet, but hopefully he'll be later. Championship Jeremy says, don't forget that like, share, and after the stream, leave a comment. It all helps with Al Gore's rhythm. And my YouTube address is youtube.com/The Alliance Blog, @The Alliance Blog. That's where we are on all social medias. Facebook, Meta, Insta, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Kick, Blue Sky, Threads. What else is out there? All of them. I try to be everywhere. I got one for Trevor Murdoch. Doesn't fit him either. Came with the TNA NWA Jeff Jarrett years ago. Yeah, those figures are a little bit different in size. I do want to shout out my guy, Steve G. Steve, Double D, I can't say that on the air. Steve, did you see your girl, Johnny Robbie? She was on the New Japan USA event in Long Beach last week. And that aired on the, I think it was available on Triller and on the New Japan World app. Yeah, Double D, I can't say that. Not on TikTok, not on YouTube. But if you find me there, mind your business. Hisa, I love Hisa. I have nothing but nice things to say about the great Hisa, friend of the show. Hisa. One of these days, I would like Hisa to come on and just talk some NWA. Just two guys talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. Last Sunday, Bobby Batista watched Johnny Robbie go against Mina Shirakawa at New Japan Strong Style Evolved. I got a custom NWA title fig, and it doesn't fit my Harley or Trevor figures. That's the worst. Yeah, Steve, I know that you're a fan, so that would be the place to go. And Kevin Owens is right. That's a comment from TikTok. Do you have a platform that I can show you my custom action figures? Sorry, did you answer? Yeah, you can follow me at the Alliance Blog. We're everywhere, all social media, X, Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can send stuff there. Also, and I know this is more of an NWA show, but a little bit of United Wrestling Network news. In the news, first dates are getting locked up for United Wrestling Network in 2025, as they return to start filming more. I don't know if they're filming. I should say that differently. They're going to be doing live events at the Irvine Improv. It seems, my understanding is that they're going to be locking up and doing monthly shows at Irvine. I'm not sure if they're going to be actual televised matches, though. That'll be have to wait to remain to be seen. I kind of hope they do televise them, but I don't exactly get a vote. I just get to recommend and suggest. But and if they do what they're saying they're going to do, so like the first rule about United Wrestling Network is I'm not really allowed to talk about the United Wrestling Network. And the second rule about the United Wrestling Network is they're trying to do a studio wrestling show in Burbank, California, and I know that they've been talking to a few local Southern California broadcasting companies, and one of them supposed to be in Spanish. So they might be a new United Wrestling Network product that is filmed in Spanish. Hopefully they do English subtitles or something. I don't know. And then they're supposed to be back at the Irvine Improv on a bi-monthly basis. So you have to wait and see. And some of the people that they're looking to use, I mean, there is no forbidden door when it comes to United Wrestling Network. That door is open to everybody. As I see my friends here in the chat, Bad Dude Tito also wrestled at New Japan Strong. Yeah, I mean, Bad Dude Tito is not signed by any specific company, but Bad Dude Tito has represented New Japan Pro Wrestling as a part of TMDK in the United States, in Japan, in the UK, and in Mexico. And he's been a part of Mexico City. He's been a part of Mexico City. He's been part of CMLL. He's done stuff with them in Mexico City and in Tijuana. I love Bad Dude Tito. He's one of my favorites. He's a pretty good dude. He might be a bad dude, but he's also a really good dude. So I always wish nothing but the best for him. Let's see. Jeremy's going to have a weekly show where he translates the entire show for us. Jeremy, start your Duolingo account, brother. It's time to get it on. I don't care if there is or isn't a forbidden door. I'll kick it down either way. Steve G. Yeah, Todd Kenley is still very much a part of the United Wrestling Network. This has been a rough year for Dave Marquez. Also, not just Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, but they were producing a weekly TV show, and unfortunately, they had some sponsors that pulled out, and that really limited to what they were able to do. They went over their 2024 budgets. This happened in 23, and they were still trying to recover in 24. And it's been a uphill battle for Marquez and company, but I really feel like in 25, we're going to see, that next gear, that next level for them. And we'll see. Bobby Petito also says, I enjoyed watching the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson. Yeah, they won the tag titles and the New Japan Strong tag titles. And, we've had We've had Royce Isaacs on this show a couple times. Good dude. Good dude. Happy for his success too. And his dog passed away too. It's been a rough year for professionally and personally for Dave Marquez. And I very much consider him a friend. Very much consider him a friend of this show. And as soon as there's something to talk about, as soon as we have some steam with United Wrestling Network, he'll be back on to talk about it. And maybe we'll do a live interview. Hey, maybe I could get Dave Marquez to do a live interview from the Improv with the wrestlers in the back. My 10 pounds of gold. Yeah, that is an ATST. I know what it's called. It's a walker. Yeah. So I've got Blue Demon. Next to Blue Demon is my Alliance mug. There goes Blue Demon. I have this painting of Ric Flair and Harley Race in the steel cage. It's a watercolor painting, so it's very light. I've got my Legos Walker. I've got Rowdy Piper, Ravens laying on the ground over there. I got my Blue Demon, the title, Wild Cards. Yeah, Wild Cards was awesome. I enjoyed that tag team as well. And the W. Yeah, the W. I changed it up a little bit because I wanted to showcase my figures a little bit more. But yeah, we got the W figures over here. The 6-man world-class title. That was a gift from a dear friend of mine. The NWA television title. Gift from a dear friend. The 10 pounds of gold. The Alliance Bear wearing the Alliance mask. Yeah, I mean, we have some cool stuff. I try not to buy too much stuff for myself, but people end up buying stuff for me. My kids got me the bear. We haven't done this in a while, but wait, where's the button? Here it is.
Thanks for watching Alliance-Wrestling.com. Thanks for watching Alliance-Wrestling.com.
The Alliance Bear. I love it. And also I have the only wrestling medal I ever won in high school. I don't know why I was showing TikTok more than the YouTube channel. And this was made by Fuzz's son. Can we get it? There it is. The ham sandwich jabroni. He gave me those at the 75th. Nice NWA TV title. I don't know who won the TV title. I didn't watch that episode. Yeah, I mean that's nice TV title. I mean, we could talk about that if you want. I'm getting all worked up over here. I kind of thought that Carson Drake was going to win the title. I'm still not a fan of Carson Drake. I still don't feel like he did anything to deserve a title match against Maxie Impaler. The one thing he did to win that title match was he didn't lose to Max the first time around. In a 6-minute and 5-second match, he ran. He did like you guys remember the movie Dodgeball, right? He ducked, dived, and dodged and dodged twice. He did not do anything of circumstance to win that belt, to even get the opportunity to wrestle for that belt, but he did win the title. And with that being said, that changes the narrative a little bit. Do I love Carson Drake? Absolutely not. But he is your TV champion, and that which means you have to take him a little bit more seriously now. Likewise, Maxie Impaler lost the title kind of a fluky way. I don't know that Maxie Impaler is done challenging for that television title. I don't know if Maxie Impaler is done wrestling in the men's division. Max, the Impaler, is non-binary, does not adhere to either the female gender or the male gender. So Maxie Impaler is free to go wherever Maxie Impaler wants to go. In order to challenge the world's heavyweight champion or to challenge for the Burke, Max has got to win some matches. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. That's right. I'm a devil's advocate real quick. You complain that we need people to be squashed to make Max. They squashed a few jobbers. This jobber actually goes the distance with them. They earn a rematch. Now you complain that we have a story. No, I hear you. But that's not that's not the point that I was trying to make. My point is this: Carson Drake needed a few victories to even get that match with Max. That's what should have happened, right? So, like, even tonight, on tonight's episode of Power, we have a national title match. And we have Burchill, known from his time in the WWE, Paul Burchill. He was the Pirate. He gets a shot at the national championship, gets a shot at Mims. Well, this is great. Burchill's an excellent wrestler, except for the fact that Burchill has yet to win. Wait a minute. I don't want to say it wrong. Burchill has one victory in the entire year that he was with the NWA. So his tag team matches, the mixed tag matches, the elimination matches, the battle royals. Burchill has one victory, and it was against Magic Jake Dumas. Paul Burchill does not deserve a shot at Mims' title tonight. This shouldn't be a title match. Mims should be wrestling someone who has some victories behind them. Somebody like, I don't know, maybe Brian Idol. Maybe Kerry Morton. Maybe Silas Mason. There are guys who have a few victories. Let's celebrate wins and losses. That's the problem. Wins and losses should matter. So going back to Carson Bartholomew Drake, if he had a handful of victories leading into his match with Maxime Paler, I couldn't complain about that. But the fact of the matter is he hasn't. And that's what gets me about the booking. If Carson Drake had, look, I'll look it up right now on Cage Match. And this is just his time in NWA Power. I don't want to count everything that's happened in Ohio. I don't want to count what's happening in Exodus Pro or Ohio Valley. Just what's happened on Power. And if you go and look at, so his first match for the NWA was back at, it was a dark match that was on Salwin last year. And then he came into the NWA and wrestled, let's see, it'd be helpful if I did this first. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so his first match in the NWA was a title match against Mims. That's not how it should go. Why is somebody who has no history with the NWA getting a title match? Then Carson Drake, teaming with fellow Exodus Pro talent, Lord Crew, lost to Daisy Kill and Talos. And this was back in November of last year. Then he lost to QT Marshall in January at that CCW NWA event. Then he lost to Tom Latimer in a qualifying match for the national title. Then he lost teaming with Magnum Muscle against the Miserably Faithful. Then he and the Slimeballz defeat Jake Dumas and the Kids. Then he defeated Jake Dumas on a YouTube exclusive. Then he beat Brian Idol. Okay. Then he lost to Boz, and this is June of 2024. Then in the elimination match, he just gave the title to Mims. And then he went to a time limit draw with Maxime Paler. He would beat Brian Idol in between that time, and then beat Maxime Paler for the title. If they could have given Carson a few matches where he consistently had some wins, not like he won here, then he did a tag team match, and then he lost here. If he had like 2 or 3 wins in succession, like, then I'd feel perfectly fine with Carson Drake. Look, I don't have to like the talent to understand the booking, but the booking of Carson Drake has been kind of garbage. Most of the NWA has been. Okay, let's see. Steve G, no, I won't be doing a show next Tuesday. That's Christmas Eve, and that's for my family. That's when we celebrate the most. So I won't be doing a live show next Tuesday. But I believe we'll still be having an episode of the Alliance Guys podcast. J. Cal doesn't like stories due to Cody Rhodes. I like Cody Rhodes, and I like Cody's story. I just thought Kevin Owens deserved to run with that belt. Carson Drake is going to be unbearable now. He was unbearable before, now that he's the TV champ. Again, I don't have to like Carson Drake to appreciate the booking. And if the booking button gets pushed now and they start booking and developing Carson better, like, great. Look, Max the Impaler was problematic as TV champion because much like everyone else, not only having held both titles meant that Max's time was split between both the women's TV division and the men's TV division. On top of that, they decided to put Max in the Crockett Cup, which, that meant all those matches, all those weeks of the Crockett Cup, Max was not defending either belt. Max is problematic as TV champion because Max didn't have the time to defend the title. So I'm good with them getting the belt off of Max, so Max can focus on whatever is next. Now, if they want to push Max in the women's division, great. If they want to keep using Max in the men's division, also fine. Just narrow focus, high intensity. Give me a Max the Impaler that's going to go out and win matches. Give me a Carson Drake who, by hook or by crook, is going to win matches. I don't care if he is the most colossal shit-eating douchebag who cheats to get every victory. That's great. I'm good with that. I don't need him to be a hero. I don't need him to be the biggest anti-hero. I just want consistent storylines and booking that essentially wins and losses matter. If you can give me a storyline that involves wins and losses, I think that's how the NWA gets better. Mims and Black Cheese are pretty solid together, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with them as a pair. We haven't seen a lot of Mims since winning the title, so this could be a good opportunity to start growing that. Spencer Slade versus Carson Drake for the gold is good for business. I like that, David Valentine. Look, I think Spencer Slade is one of these guys that I'm talking about. He's the guy I think should be TV champion. But again, I would be complaining if he won the title because he hasn't had any legit victories. You look at the roster and guys who are that mid-card who have victories, like some succession of having wins and losses. You got to look at Zyon. You got to look at Jax Dane. And obviously they're not pushing Kerry Morton, Colby Carino, Brian Idol, Silas Mason. These guys are the guys that seem to have better wins and losses records. And I haven't looked them up personally, and maybe I'm wrong with that, but seemingly I feel like those guys would be better suited to be getting these title opportunities. And then when, if Jax Dane is out there beating everybody under the sun and then loses to Silas Mason or loses to Carson Drake, and Carson Drake retains that title, it means something. If Carson Drake beats, I don't know who Carson Drake wrestled at If Looks Could Kill pay-per-view, but, whoever he beats, unless it's someone of some significance, it's meaningless. Slimeballz need to change their name at ASAP. I don't see, and I'm not a big Slimeballz fan, right, Valentine? Right, Dave? But they get over. I don't know why they're, again, the Slimeballz are Carson Drake all over for me. I don't know why they are getting over with the fans. They just are, and that's okay. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being the guy in the room that says, I don't get it. I'm fine with that. You guys can love the Slimeballz or hate them. You can love Carson Drake or hate him. I don't get it. That doesn't mean I won't get it. That means I'll never get it. I wasn't big on Colby Carino when he came to the NWA. Now he's one of my favorite guys to watch. Kerry Morton, I wasn't a big fan of his when he debuted. Now he's one of my favorite guys on the roster. I'm okay. I'm willing to accept when I was wrong. I'm willing to change my minds on everything. Just right now, they haven't given me a reason to get behind Carson Drake or the Slimeballz. There's no hate on the American Nightmare, our former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, probably the most significant champion of the Lightning One era. But Kevin Owens could have had a short run with that belt before losing it back to Cody, and I think the storyline would have been intact. Yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, happy Hanukkah. I don't know what the right way to say that. And if you celebrate Kwanzaa, I hope it's very festive. And any other religious holiday that I'm missing, I hope it's an excellent one. Jay, that's the Carson Drake I want to see. Yeah, absolutely. I'm good with it. That would give me a reason to watch. That would give me a reason to be compelled. But he has to have wins and losses need to matter. That's the problem with NWA right now. What are we doing? Burchill has zero victories. He's got, one victory. You know who he beat? Magic Jake Dumas. Magic Jake. That's who he beat. Everybody beats Magic Jake. Carson beat Magic Jake. Brian Idol beat Magic Jake. Jax Dane beat Magic Jake. Magic Jake has done the job more than Rolando's brother, whose name is escaping me right now. Rush Freeman. Rush Freeman. All right, let's see. I'm gonna get you guys' comments. Spencer Slade beat Eric Smalls. Yeah. Woohoo! Double D, ring the bell. That's what I want for my guys. Steve G, 100% absolutely, brother. If Burbank happens, when it happens, I still believe it's gonna happen. I would absolutely like to meet you. I'll bring you an Alliance hat or something. I think you already bought one. I'll bring you something. When Burbank happens, Steve, I'll meet you there and I'll bring you something. Ryan Davis says, I like Spencer Slade too. Not a fan of how he's used, but him in a Kurt Angle type role would be cool. Then have him and Carson duel it out. Yeah, I'm good with that. 100%. See, Ryan Davis, now you're talking, brother. But see, like, I feel like they're going to do Spencer Slade the same way they did Blake Bulletproof Troop. Blake Troop is very green in the ring, but he has an MMA background. He's an excellent promo. He looks like $1 million. And I feel like you could have done a lot with Blake Bulletproof Troop, and they did not pull the trigger with him. They got cold feet. They didn't put the U.S. tag titles on him and Jax. They didn't do anything with him, and I forgot his manager's name right now. It'll come to me later. And Blake Troop is a guy that he was perfectly fine, but he needed to go and have some wins. He needed to beat some people. And if that's your guy, if that's Jake Dumas, so be it. But I don't know why you have Jake Dumas with Austin Idol. All he's going to be is a guy that takes the pinfall. It's okay to have an enhancement talent. It is totally cool. I hate 50-50 booking. There needs to be guys that lose, and that's okay. There's got to be guys that are down on their luck that lose matches, because that's how you build up people. In the sport of professional wrestling, look, is it predetermined? Absolutely. Do we know that, the match results are all planned ahead? Sure. But if you want me to suspend my belief that this is a real entertainment that I'm watching, then the consistency in the storytelling needs to be, consistent. And in a predetermined sport that we're supposed to suspend our beliefs for, is going to have wrestling as the plot, then fundamentally wins and losses need to be an important part of that plot. It would be like having Star Wars and all of a sudden Klingons show up. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. Kerry Morton for NWA Heavyweight Champion. I would take Morton as your national champion. I think Mims and Morton would be a fun feud, except for they're both heel now. Now, that doesn't mean that they wouldn't do that. Billy's put the feuds versus the heels versus heels before. But I feel like, it's interesting right now. If you look at the NWA, who are the world tag champions? Faces, right? Murdoch's. Who is the world heavyweight champion? Latimer, face. Who is the TV champion? Mims, heel. National champion. Carson Drake, heel. Mims, national champion, heel. Junior heavyweight champion, Alex Taylor, heel. Something to think about. Slimeballz rule. Again, I don't get the love, but Sam, I wouldn't stop you from loving them. That's great, man. The little one reminds me of an old Johnny Yuma back in the day. I feel like they could be a fun tag team, but I'm just not. I don't dig them that way. Still not a fan of Kerry Morton. He's the weak link in the Southern Six. That again, that's we're all entitled to our own opinions, right? Like, I would never tell you you're wrong. I like Kerry Morton. I think there's a lot to work with there. I like Kerry a lot. I could dig that, and Cody would be a 2-time champ. Yeah, getting back to Cody. Yeah, look, look, I know this is NWA talk, but real quick. Cody loses the title at Saturday night's main event. Fans go home upset, sad, and unhappy. Kevin Owens wins the title that, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to challenge for. He's the champ. He's the guy. And then January, I think it's 6th, which is an unfortunate date, but the Netflix series, Monday Night Raw, kicks off, right? And main event, Cody versus Kevin Owens, the WWF World Championship, WWE World Championship. Kevin loses, Cody reclaims the gold. On to WrestleMania. Simple as that. Or Let Kevin take the belt to WrestleMania to lose to Randy Orton. All right, NWA rank. Back to NWA. Shrek says, I beat Magic Jake. Yeah. Apparently, Brian Adel didn't beat Magic Jake either. Yeah, see? How many episodes are left of the NWA Saw Win until we get to NWA Looks at Kill? That's gonna be interesting, Bobby. I don't know. So we have, there's still a few more matches left. I don't know. I think at least 2, right? Because we're week 3, so maybe 2 more. And the thing is, like, Saw Win was filmed in October, and we are in December. Looks at Kill is filmed in December, so theoretically we shouldn't be able to see that until January, at the mid-January, maybe even early February. But who knows? I don't. Look, I can't lie, man. I get worked up on this because I feel like the NWA, it could be a much better product. I don't know how many of you guys are still hanging on because you think that this is the best programming on the planet. I've long let go of that thought. I still find the NWA to be joyful. I get enjoyment out of the NWA, but I rack my brain, and sometimes it becomes hate watching instead of enjoying it. And it's like little tweaks. That's all I need. Little tweaks. The NWA being a C+ show to being an A- show wouldn't take a whole lot. It's never going to step up to the WWE the way it's booked right now. It's never going to have, they had 1,000 people in Dothan, maybe more, right? Maybe more. They're never going to have those numbers regionally across the U.S. until the booking improves. How many people were in Tampa? How many people were at Saw Win? Less than 500? I get worked up because I want the NWA to succeed. I have tied my hitch to this trailer for nearly 20 years. I've been blogging and podcasting and live streaming about the NWA all of my adult daughter's life, except for maybe 2 years. And even then I was writing about it on message boards and stuff. There is opportunity for the NWA to be better, and that's all I want for it. Where's Jake's old partner? He better paired with Jake. Yeah, I don't. Cody James, he's gone. He left. I'm waiting on the NWA Looks at Kill to be pre-recorded and posted on extra YouTube. See, and the thing too, it's like, it's crazy because it's not like, with X, the way X was working, it's when they were on the CW app, reportedly they had to churn into the program like weeks before it aired. Now they're posting to X by themselves. It's not like there's anybody that's giving them any kind of, restriction on how quickly they can turn this stuff around. They choose to air this stuff weekly. They choose to air it, consistently months after it was recorded. Billy could change that tomorrow if he wanted to. We could be watching the main event of Looks at Kill tonight if he wanted to. That's not what he wants to do. He wants to treat it like a regular TV program with the hopes that it will become a regular TV program. My pal Rick Del Santo on TikTok said, I still hang on as a lifelong NWA fan. Most of the time, I can't stand the product. I still have hope. See, Rick's with me. Rick and I kind of see it similarly. And I would even say Rick is maybe a little bit more critical of the product than I am. But it could be so much better. If you guys are happy with what it is right now, great. I don't see it changing anytime soon. But if they did, man, it could be such a better product. And I think it would be more appealing to a broader audience. And I think you want that. You want your audience to enjoy the product. The more people who are enjoying the product and watching it, the bigger it's going to become. What's up, Scourge? How I could see being a up-and-coming star in the NWA, both Daisy Kill and Talos. How about an HBK Diesel type world title run for Daisy Kill? Just give him a better name and lose the guitar or ukulele. I would even take Daisy Kill's growing on me. And if Daisy Kill were to focus his attention on the national title or the television title, I would be all for that. I think that'd be a very interesting way to go. And he's gotten so more aggressive in the ring lately, and the name is fine. Like, it's very Raven-esque to me. Daisy Kills. Like, the ukulele I could deal without too. And if he keeps it, that's fine as well. It doesn't change it for me, but I feel like Daisy Kill would be better suited as a run in the singles division. To be honest, the territories and affiliates for me, it's more. Yeah, I get that too. I feel like the territories, look, Joe Kazana Promotions, I've never watched a JCP show and thought that was a waste of time. Joe Kazana gets it. I love Joe's booking, and if more people did that, I'm in. Yeah, there it is, Sam. Daisy reminds me of Raven. He definitely has the look. It's eerie how similar he looks to Raven, and I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I would like to see Daisy Kill get a little bit of a push in the singles division. But again, I need to get what I need to see though is I need to see again the wins and losses. That's all I need. If I get some wins and losses, I can get behind anybody. Give me a reason to care. Push these guys the way that they should be. You know, don't give guys just title runs for the hell of it. Don't give them a shot at the title. Mims, they screwed up Mims. He won the TV title. He went through the tournament. He beat, Zicky Dice. You guys remember that? He beat Zicky Dice, a former champion, to win the tournament, to become champion. It was all set. They even had a great beginnings of a story with Dak Draper where it looked like they were going to implode over the TV title. Again, that looked great. And then they kiboshed all of it just to put the TV title on Max. Was it edgy? Did it draw more fans? I don't know. I don't think so. It didn't make it any more entertaining for me. But again, had they put Max in that picture and put the title on Max and then built Max up, or if they had Max win more matches against men before challenging for the TV title, again, that would have been more significant and meaningful. Talos, look at Talos. The guy's in great shape. He's a beast right now and could have him help Kill get the upset win. I agree, Ryan. I agree. I don't hate on Talos either. Again, it's the whole 50-50 booking. Just let's start getting some guys some pushes. Let's get some wins and losses. I'm telling you, if Billy kept track of wins and losses when he was booking, this would all make a lot more sense. It would make so much more sense if, look, I know for Looks That Kill, Mr. Grimm gets an opportunity against the national champion. Mr. Grimm, as far as I can tell, hasn't had. Mr. Grimm lost a TV title match to Max. So why in the world is Mr. Grimm getting a shot at the national title? Let's just focus on that for 1 second. Give me 5 minutes to talk about this, right? So, no disrespect for Mr. Grimm. He had a great turnout at 76 when he came to the aid of Eric Smalls. Okay. Didn't wrestle, just made an appearance. Based on one appearance, he got a TV title match with Max the Impaler. A match that should not have happened because he did not earn it. Someone shouldn't be able to just walk into the NWA and demand a title match. We have Mike Mondo on the roster. We haven't seen him debut yet, but we have Mike Mondo on the roster. You're going to bring that guy in, put him in a title match. At least he has a history of, top line wrestling. He was in the WWE for crying out loud. Okay. So Mr. Grimm comes in, loses to Max the Impaler, and then fails at winning that match, and then it gets put into the national title. Remember the hierarchy of the belts. You got the 10 pounds of gold right here, the national title right here, the TV title right here. It doesn't make sense. The end of the four-way hurt Mims. It did. If he would have beat Carson Drake, it would have had more significance. Again, I feel like they botched that move too. Who is Mr. Grimm? Well, stick around. You'll see him. He's been on Power. He's a Northeast guy. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Rick Del Santo was aware of our friend Mr. Grimm. And he's a good talent. I don't want to take anything away from Mr. Grimm. It's not a personal endeavor against him. I think he could be a big name for the NWA. I think he would fit in very well on the roster. I just don't want to put him in title matches. Who's earned a title shot in your eyes, Jay? Nobody. Nobody on the roster makes sense at this point. Silas Mason had a victory over Colby Carino at 76. That, to me, should have some significance and some bearing on what happens next. So, to me, if you're going to go just based on wins and losses, the most freshest victory for me at the 76 one-on-one match that was not connected to a title was Silas Mason. So, Silas Mason should be sitting pretty high on the top 10, right? And, the official top 10, I saw it a few days ago. Silas Mason would be higher on my list. Burchill hasn't beat anybody. Burchill gets backdoor. Jax Dane just recently forced Zyon to submit. So Jax Dane would be on my top 10. Obviously now Carson Drake, he's got a victory over Max. He's the TV champion. He's number 2 in line for the 10 pounds of gold. Just thinking about the roster, like Spencer Slade hasn't beat anybody. Kerry Morton, wrestle. Alex Misery just beat Leave, whatever the guy's name is. So that gives him a little bit of credence, right? But now have someone. if you're gonna build up a guy like Burchill, have him win. If you're gonna, my daughter just jumped on TikTok and she's like, "Let's get my dad to 1 million." Not gonna happen, love, but thank you. Let's see. Oh, a cheerleader. Yeah, going back to your question, Double D, I don't see that anyone has really earned it. Now, obviously, you're going to put EC3 in that position because he has the rematch. Although I wish they would not have put EC3 into the match at Saul Win with Tom Latimer, but honestly, I don't know who you'd put in that position. Another interesting proposition would be like if Murdoch's lost the tag titles, could Trevor Murdoch's be reintroduced into the world title picture? Would Mike Knox be introduced into the national title or TV title? Could you imagine a Mike Knox TV champion just coming out and mauling guys for 6 minutes, right? I'm onto something with that one, and you guys know it. Mike Knox is TV champion, just beating the hell out of dudes to get the shot at the 10 pounds of gold, wins a lucky 6, challenges, loses. That's okay. I'm all right with that. All right. Do you think Billy will give us our wish and give Markova a decent run with the women's championship? I think the iron was hot at the 76. They didn't do it. I thought the iron was hot at Looks at Kill. They didn't do it. They could have done it at Saul Win. They didn't do it. I don't know that Markova will ever get a legitimate shot at being the women's world champion in the NWA. It just doesn't seem like that's there. Thrills should be the next NWA champion. Again, if they want to give Thrillabilly some more victories, yeah, I don't hate that idea. It kind of puts it creates a weird dichotomy. It creates a weird energy in the Southern Six because Alex Taylor is your junior heavyweight champion. Kerry Morton is kind of like he's a former junior heavyweight champion. He'd be perfect as a TV or national champion. And then you put the title on Silas. I've always kind of looked at as Kerry as the de facto leader of the Southern Six. And I kind of look at Silas Mason as just being the muscle, right? That would change that dynamic. I fantasy booked Alex Misery as Sal's son. Alex Misery is actually the son of a former NWA North American champion. If you're not familiar with the name, look up El Gran Apollo with 2 L's, Apollo. Apollo held the NWA North American Championship during the dark days of the territories, working for NWA Liberty States and NWA On Fire. And El Gran Apollo was also a huge star in Puerto Rico, had some time in TNA wrestling. And he's huge. It's like Alex Misery looks so much smaller by comparison. He's not his son, no. All right, but let's look at tonight's episode of Power after we just spent the last 15 minutes talking about Power. one thing we should note out that Hard Times is coming back to Dothan. Hard Times 5. This will be the 5th, obviously. Hard Times Signature Live Event. It's been the most consistent event that the NWA has had since the Lightning One era. I believe their first pay-per-view was Hard Times. The Hard Times that I went to was in November in Chalmette, Louisiana. But this will be the second time it's in Dothan. The date on it is a little bit different. March 22nd, which means I definitely won't be in Dothan because that's the day before my daughter's birthday. And she does not want to go to Hard Times, believe it or not. So that's out of the question. But they just based on the ticket sales that they had for the last live event, Looks at Kill, and the last Hard Times that was in Dothan, the first time Lightning One came to Dothan, really, that's a big city for the NWA. And I hope they continue to show up for the National Wrestling Alliance. And honestly, I hope the NWA continues to show up for Dothan. Like, it's a great symbiotic relationship. The fans are so excited about the product. They get there and they're loud and they're energetic and they buy those tickets and it looks great for TV, man. It's probably my favorite place for the NWA right now. I do want to get out to one of those events. It just probably won't be in 2025. Let's see. Then we've got the National Heavyweight Championship match tonight. Mims versus Burchill with Black G's. And again, I said all I really needed to say about this before. Burchill has yet to have an opportunity. Burchill has yet to really prove his worth in the NWA. He hasn't had a title. He hasn't had a victory since like March, maybe June. I don't know. It was against Jake Dumas. It's been a while. Mims needs a strong victory for tonight. A victory for Mims is a victory for the NWA National Champion. And I do believe that this is an important opportunity for Mims to start rebuilding the national title and rebuilding the Mims image. So no, I don't think that this is a slam dunk for Mims, but I mean, we already kind of had it spoiled knowing that Mims will be facing Mr. Grimm at the next Signature Live event. On TikTok, my good pal Soto619 said, "Are you going to LA for Raw in January?" Nah. As much as that would be fun, I'm kind of slowing down a little bit on the WWE events, putting my energy more towards NWA. Let's see. Willie Bowen. Willie got here. Willie says, "Hey, Jake, I'm trying to do something. He's trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same time." Willie meant that Tyrus is trying to do something. He's trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same time. That's good. Ryan, look many times. Kenzie had the title. It's Markova's time. Is she still in the chat? Is who still in the chat? Oh, my daughter. Okay, no, she's not. Hard Times is on my birthday. Maybe CBD will become NWA champ. Right. I don't hate Carson Bartholomew Drake. I'm not into him. I don't dig him. You guys dig him? That's cool, man. I'm glad that you guys have somebody to root for. I'm glad that you have someone to get behind. I want to see him win some matches. He's now your TV champion, whether you like him or not. So get him out there and get him some matches so that he can look strong and confident and deserve that next opportunity. That's all. Mackenzie Johnson. And by the way, Mackenzie, I don't think I've seen you in our chat before. So first of all, thanks for hanging out with us today. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe. Join our Discord where the conversation never stops. We're always talking NWA. I don't mind seeing Kenzie Page doing a storyline rivalry with her sister Kylie. That would be interesting to see. Yeah, I feel like Kylie might be better than Kenzie, but right now, after Starrcade, Kylie is injured. And she was at the event in Dothan, but I don't think she was competing. You guys are getting on Willie for being late. But hey, Willie, better late than never, brother. I always appreciate you being on here, man. So thank you for coming to hang out with us afterwards. He was better when he was George Clearwater. I'm not taking that back yet either, Double D. I would trade a Carson Bartholomew Drake today for a Jordan Clearwater today. I would do it right now, but I don't think I have that choice. Did I say Starcade? I meant WrestleCade. Did I say Starcade? I meant WrestleCade. WrestleCade is the anniversary convention. I said anniversary. It's the convention that they do in, I think it's North Carolina, kind of like paying homage to the old Starcade. It started off as just a convention, but they also do wrestling shows there as well. It's one of the bigger conventions now annually. I think it's not as big as WrestleCon, but I think it's a pretty big convention that they do. And one of the matches, unfortunately, Kylie got injured. I think she messed up her collarbone, and she's going to be on the shelf for a while. Hopefully, they always say like the comeback is kind of, that's where it's at. So hopefully she heals quickly, recovers fast, and when she comes back in late 25, she comes back like a house fire. It's Ruthie J's time. Well, Ruthie J tonight, she's going to be in a tag team title match against the It Girls. So, yeah, we're going to see the Caribbean Flow taking on the It Girls. Now, again, I don't mean to sound rude, but wins and losses should matter. And as much as I like the It Girls, again, this is the problem with the NWA. Ruthie J and La Rosa Negra have basically been cannon fodder since March of 24. They have not had a singles victory. Every match that they've been in, they've done the JOB. They've lost to Tiffany Nieves and Reka Tahaka. They lost to Danny B and Charity King. They have not done a single thing to help Caribbean Flow as a tag team. So we're stuck with these two really good, talented females that have done absolutely nothing as a tag team. It's disappointing. It's sad. It sucks. And in the meantime, the women's division has gotten nothing. You got the Caribbean Flow, and it looks like just the It Girls. I haven't heard anything from Danny B or Charity King as regards to the NWA tag team wrestling in the NWA as a duo. They have not built any more teams together. There's a lot of the women who are missing. When Ren Sinclair left to go to NXT, and then shortly after that, we lost Misa Kate. And the NWA, although have added some great women, like we have Hollywood Haley J, we have Big Mama, we have Tiffany Nieves, they haven't found a lot of tag teams to kind of fill in. But that was even a problem when Misa Kate and Ren Sinclair were your women's tag team champions. Maddie, there wasn't a lot of competition. There wasn't a lot of female talent. And, if Kylie wasn't injured, Kylie and Kenzie could have been a third tag team to add into the mix if you put the belt on Markova, if you put the belt on Tiffany Nieves, if you put the belt on Hollywood Haley J. There were ways to go, and they haven't figured that out yet. And it's a byproduct of the NWA. Just there's not enough time, there's not enough opportunities. There's great talent, but so far I just wish there was a better way to portray them. That's me, though. I could be wrong. What happened to the Killer King Bees? I said Killer Bees. I'm messing up today, aren't I? The King Bees, I still feel like they're in good standing with the NWA. I haven't heard anything yet, but we haven't seen them since '76. There were TV tapings in Tampa. We didn't see the King Bees at all. I didn't see them at Riot Fest, although they could still be a part. They could have been there. Because those results weren't posted. They weren't at the live events that happened in New York. So we haven't seen King Beast since Philly. And that was back in, September? So I don't know what their status is. We just haven't seen them in the NWA. They could be taking a break. They could be doing something else entirely. I don't know. I hate to hear Kylie's injury. Any word of Crossfire uploading shows on YouTube? I've been waiting for it. All I know about Crossfire is that they've been putting their matches on, I want to say the Wrestling Network or Internet Wrestling TV. I'm not sure which one, but I didn't know that they were uploading matches to YouTube. It'd be a smart, again, learning from what the NWA is doing right now. Oh, hey, Pollo Del Mar is on our TikTok account right now, and Pollo said they are not with the NWA anymore. So the King Bees, sad to report that Pollo Del Mar says that King Bees are no longer a part of the NWA. Pollo needs to come back on the pre-party. Maybe 25 I can get Pollo to come back on. But yeah, as far as I know, I like how the NWA right now is putting a lot of matches, not just one or two, but they're putting a lot of matches from Power and from the past on the YouTube account, while their first run episodes of Power, the complete program, is on X. I think that's a smart move, because let's think about this as a content creator. If you have one piece of content that is 3 hours long, or a piece of content that is 10 to 15 minutes long, if somebody watches that 10 to 15 piece of content for an hour, and they watch the 3 hour content for an hour, they both earn the same. So if you put the first run shows on X and put those shows up in their entirety on X and make that available to that audience every time they get engagement on X, they're making money. And if they put matches up on YouTube and they're smaller matches and they're more easily digestible and they're from the past, present, future of Billy Corgan's NWA, then they're still earning on that content. They're still making money. And I think that's a smart way to do it. And so that I would encourage Crossfire, who puts their entire shows up on a particular streaming platform, that if they did put up individual matches, they don't have to put up the entire card, but Hunter Drake versus Juventud Guerrera could draw. I know they recently had an event with Jeremiah Plunkett defending the NWA Mid-American Championship. They had a card that had Trevor Murdoch wrestling. These are great endeavors, if you ask me. I think those would be a wise decision to put those matches on YouTube. People would watch them. It's nice to see the NWA showcase La Rosa Negra, and Ella Envy is great in the ring. Both those talents I thoroughly enjoy. I want to see La Rosa Negra win the TV championship. If they're not going to build a serious women's tag team division, break up Ruthie J and La Rosa Negra and push La Rosa Negra in that TV, or in the TV title picture. I mean, that's what I would do. Oh my God, Devil D, how dare you, sir? Yeah, I got that one. They I think it was Miss Star did that. She said, "Shh, it girls," and I laughed when she did that. In 2025, how about we bring in current Mission Pro tag team champions Fire and Fury, Morgan Mercy, and Nova Phoenix? I'm all for it. When Mission Pro was running, they would have been another promotion that would have made sense as part of the NWA. At the very least, a pipeline between Mission Pro and the NWA Power to have competent, talented women's wrestlers. I mean, we kind of did, right? Like, a lot of the talent we saw in the NWA came from Mission Pro. We saw Genocide was the Mission Pro Women's World Champion at one point. The King Bees came directly from Mission Pro. I think there was a few others who Renegade Twins, who were former tag team champions. We signed the Mission Pro champion. What more do you want? Yeah, exactly. Tiffany Nieves. I mean, there is somewhat of a pipeline from Mission Pro to the NWA, but even now Mission Pro, I don't think they're running anymore. I think that has become an inactive promotion. So they should release an hour of the greatest matches on NWA USA. Well, there is no NWA USA currently, but I'm all for it. Hunter Drake would be a great contender for Alex Taylor's Junior Heavyweight Championship. The problem with Hunter Drake, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Hunter Drake just sign with a WWE ID? And if he got ID'd, is it still make sense for him to be participating on NWA Power? Why would you put time, money, effort, and energy to invest in somebody when they are not long for this world? I mean, at any point, Jack Cartwheel could get signed by the WWE, and then you no longer have access to him. Same thing with, I believe, Hunter Drake signed in, with the ID as well. So, I mean, I get that using great talent is always usually a positive. I hate the idea of creating or helping to develop stars for them to already be linked elsewhere. Brother Fluff Salisbury, number one, thanks for hanging out with us, Brother Fluff. I haven't seen you on our live stream before. Yeah, they still film near Tampa. Tampa's kind of their home. So the NWA currently does sets of tapings, whether it's a traditional TV taping or a signature live event. The signature live event tends to be taping across the U.S. in different venues. They most recently taped in Dothan, Alabama. They did a TV taping in Tampa as part of their signature live event with Saul Wynn, but that was because the hurricane left the original venue unable to be used. And then before that, they were at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia. They did some tapings in the territories with Joe Kazana. But by and large, when they do a traditional TV taping, it's in Tampa at the PBS studios. That's kind of their home. And yeah, you should hang out there. Holder of the Human Gold. Double D, I have no idea what that. Oh, the belt. Yeah, the Human Gold. Got it. I don't like that belt. Jasmine Allure was from Mission Pro Wrestling that did a match in the NWA before. Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay. I was wrong. It was Jackson Drake, not Hunter Drake. My mistake. Thanks for putting that out to me. Talent under any AEW or WWE contract are presumably barred from TV adjacent events. That's according to Poyo. I'll say it again. From Poyo Damar, talent under any AEW or WWE contract are presumably barred from TV adjacent events, which makes sense. Again, why would you push somebody who is, earmarked to go elsewhere? Cal, will the current NWA champions go to JCP, Exodus, and other territories for title defenses? I think that's the plan, Willie. I think that's the plan. I just don't think it's happened quite regularly yet. But again, like the whole territories, the whole system is evolving. Now you've got 7 territories, I think, with including Exodus Pro. Not including Exodus Pro, including TSW, Dog Pound, Crossfire, Exodus Pro, JCP, Chicago, WLW. So they have 7 territories now, 7 different promotions. So not every wrestler will be on every card. Not every champion will defend on every card. But I think the idea is to have more of the titles being defended in those territories. Poyo says, I don't know that. Oh, that's what it comes to the. Poyo, I counted 7. Did you get both Dog Pound and? Oh, okay. Poyo points out that it's NWA Texas that oversees Dog Pound and TSW. That's fair. That's fair. I think that's an honest mistake too, Poyo. I think you can give me that one. Okay, so it is like 1 more minute till X and Power. So I suggest that you like, comment, and subscribe for this show. We do appreciate you guys hanging out with us on Tuesday. And now head to X and go watch Power, because we'll see some great matches tonight. Hopefully we'll have some better understanding of where the NWA is headed. The national titles on the line, Mims versus Burchill. The women tag team titles are on the line, Ella Envy and Samantha Starr taking on the Caribbean Flow. Go check it out. Go watch it. Merry Christmas, everybody. I probably won't see you on next week for the pre-party, but you guys are very much an important part of my life. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every Tuesday. I don't want to keep you any longer. It's time to go watch Power. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. We'll see you this Thursday for the Alliance Guys podcast. And until then, I'll see you at the matches. Thanks for checking out the pre-party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. You should hit that subscribe button and join our community. I also want to remind you that we recap NWA POWERRR every Thursday at 8 p.m. in the live stream. We try to stay social, so find us at the Alliance blog. And until next time, we are the Alliance. That's it for me, guys. That was supposed to end the stream, and we're still on.